Good day, students. Welcome to Mahtgotserved.com. In this clip, we're going to be going over our virtual text on linear equations, focusing on how to write linear equations given 2 points. The instructions for this presentation are as follows. We're to write the equation of the line that goes through the given points in 2 forms. We are to write it in point-slope form and slope-intercept form. Okay, so first of all, write it in point-slope form, point-slope, and slope-intercept forms. Okay, so let's say we have the pair of points 0, 3, and 3, -1. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. The first task is to write down the equation in point-slope form of the line that goes through the given points. So to get us started, we're going to write down the point-slope formula of the equation of a line. Okay, so the point-slope formula of the equation of a line is given by y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. Okay? So what do we need in order to use this equation to write down the equation of a line? Well, there are 3 ingredients that we need. We need y1, we need m, and x1. Okay? So let's go ahead and write down what we have. From the first point, we can see that x1 is 0, and y1 is the y-coordinate of the first point, 3. Our slope m is unknown. It's not given. So what does that tell us? It tells us that we have to find what the slope is. So let's find what m is. Okay? So to help us find what m is, we have to recall what the slope formula is. Okay? So the slope formula, m, which is also known as the slope formula, is given by m equals the rise over run. Rise over run. Using coordinates, the rise over run can be written as follows. You run along the y-axis, so it's going to be changing y2 minus y1 over the run. You run along the x-axis, so x2 minus x1. In order to use the slope formula to find the slope of a line given a pair of points, you need to know what your coordinate values are. Okay, in this problem, x1, y1 are the coordinates of the first point. So x1 is 0 and y1 is 3. We indicated that earlier. And then x2, y2 are the coordinates of the second point. So x2 is 3 and y2 is -1. So now we can find the slope. The slope m is given by y2, -1 minus y1, 3, divided by x2, 3, minus x1, which is 0. -1 minus 3, subtract, and keep the sign, -4 over 3, is your slope. Okay, so now we have all the ingredients that we need to write down the equation of our line in point-slope form first, and then slope-intercept form. So let's start with writing the equation of the line in point-slope form. So let's rewrite the formula that we indicated earlier. So it's y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. So now we have everything that we need. We were missing m before, but we have it now. So let's rewrite it. x1 is 0, y1 is 3, and m, now we know what m is. M is what? Negative 4 over 3. So we're going to plug everything into this formula. Y minus y1 equals m, negative 4 third, x minus x1. Bam. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the point-slope form of the equation of a line that goes through the given points. Okay, so this is a point-slope form. The question asks us to find the slope-intercept form, so we're going to proceed to do that. Next, we want to find the slope-intercept form. Now to do that, we are going to just rewrite the point-slope form with y isolated. Okay, we'll distribute and isolate y, and that will give us the slope-intercept form. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We can distribute, as indicated earlier, distribute 4 thirds across x and 0. If we carry out that distribution, we're going to have y minus 3 equals negative 4 third x. And then when you multiply it by 0, it's gone. Okay, minus 0 is gone. Okay, so we don't have to put it there. Okay, now to isolate y, we can accomplish that in one more step. We'll simply add 3 to both sides of the equation. And that will give us y equals, these 3's add up to 0, negative 4 third x plus 3. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the slope-intercept form of the equation of a line. Alrighty, the slope-intercept form is known as y equals mx plus b form. So this is a slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is known as the y equals mx plus b form. So that, ladies and gentlemen, this is how to write an equation of a line in point-slope form and slope-intercept form when you're given a pair of points. Alright, now this is an add-on. What if you were asked to graph? Let's just graph this so you see how to graph also. So let's say you wanted a graph. So you're going to use the slope-intercept form because it's much easier to graph. Negative 4 third x plus 3. We'll write y equals mx plus b because it helps us find the slope and the y-intercept. Your slope m is given by negative 4 over 3, and these are your movements. Okay, what do we move by movements? Your rise, you're going to rise negative 4, which is equivalent to a fall of 4, and then you're going to run 3. These are your movements. Okay, think about m, your slope, as movements. And then your y-intercept, which is b, is your positive 3. Okay, on the graph, it's on the point. If you want to write it as a point, is on the point 0, 3. And think about this as your beginning. This is where you begin. Okay? Alright, so let's go ahead and graph the line. So we start from our beginning, y-intercept of 3, or 0, 3. Let's graph that. So 1, 2, 3, 0, 3. That's where you begin. You rise negative 4, so you fall 1, 2, 3, 4, and run 3. 1, 2, 3. Bam. Okay, you could do it again. Fall 1, 2, 3, 4, and run 1, 2, 3. So these points are the collinear points that give us the graph of the equation of the lines that we just generated. So let's go ahead and draw the line. Okay, so there goes your line right there. Okay, now let's go ahead and write down the equation of these lines. The equation of these lines can be written in two forms. If you write it in point slope form, it's going to be y minus 3 equals negative, let's write that again, y minus 3 equals negative 4 thirds, x minus 0, or you can also write it as y equals negative 4 thirds, x plus 3. They're both correct, okay? So that's that. So how well did you get the contents of this presentation? To demonstrate mastery, we would like you to try out the following problems. You pause the video and work on the problems, and then you click on play to see what the answers are. Okay, so let's go ahead and try out these problems. The same instructions, we have to write down the equation of the line that goes through the given points in slope-intercept form and point-slope form. So for number 1, let's say you have 5, negative 1, and 0, negative 4. Number 2, let's say you have negative 2, comma 2, and 0, 3. Number 3, let's say you have 0, 5, and negative 1, 2. Alright, go ahead and pause the video at this time and write down the equations of the line that goes through these given points in slope-intercept form and point-slope form, and then click back on the playback button to see what the answers are. Alright, so let's hope you had a chance to try out these problems. We're going to go ahead and write down the answers. So these are the equation of the lines in point-slope form first, and then slope-intercept form. Alright, for point-slope form, the first one is going to be y plus 1 equals 3 over 5 x minus 5. In slope-intercept form is y equals 3 over 5 x minus 4. Alright, for number 2, we have in point-slope form y minus 2 equals m x minus 1. In slope-intercept form is y equals 1/2 x plus 3. And then the last one is y minus 5 equals m x minus 0. And in slope-intercept form is y equals 3x plus 5.